Flirting. Yes, flirting. That magical dance of words, gestures, and vibes that can turn a simple conversation into something unforgettable. But here's the thing. Flirting isn't about cheesy pickup lines or over-the-top gestures. It's about connection, confidence, and a little bit of finesse. So, whether you're looking to spark a new romance or just want to sharpen your social skills, today, I'm going to show you how to flirt like a pro. Let's dive in. First things, confidence. But not the look at me, I'm the best kind of confidence. Not the loud, over-the-top, I own the room type. No, I'm talking about something far more powerful. The quiet, unshakable kind that comes from within. The kind that doesn't need validation, doesn't seek approval, and yet, when you walk into a room, people notice. And guess what? It all starts before you even say a word. With your body language. Stand tall, but not stiff. Think of a string pulling you upward from the top of your head, keeping your spine aligned, but let your shoulders stay relaxed. No tension. No forced posture. Keep your stance open, uncross those arms, loosen up, and let your body say, I'm comfortable. I'm confident. I'm someone worth knowing. Because, believe it or not, people pick up on that energy before you even speak. And your hands? Use them. Not in a robotic, over-exaggerated way, but naturally. A subtle gesture when you talk. A light touch to emphasize a point. It makes you look more engaged, more charismatic. People are drawn to those who move with purpose, not hesitation. Now, let's talk about eye contact. This is where real connection happens. It's powerful, but it's also an art. Too little, and you seem nervous or disinterested. Too much, and suddenly, you've entered intense staring contest territory. Awkward. The trick? Hold her gaze just long enough to show interest, just enough to create that spark, then casually break away. It builds intrigue, a sense of mystery. And when you smile, make it real. A forced, half smile doesn't cut it. A genuine smile, one that reaches your eyes, that warms your entire expression, can completely change the way people perceive you. It makes you approachable, magnetic, and instantly more likable. But here's the most important thing to remember. Confidence isn't about being flawless. It's not about impressing everyone in the room. True confidence is about being comfortable in your own skin, embracing who you are and owning it. Because when you do that, everything else falls into place. Alright, so you've got the body language down. You're standing tall, moving with ease, and making eye contact like a pro. That's a great start. But confidence alone isn't enough. You need something more. You need connection. This is where the magic happens. It all starts with one simple, but often overlooked, skill: listening. And I don't mean the kind of listening where you're just waiting for your turn to talk. No, I'm talking about really listening. The kind where you're fully present, not distracted by your phone, not rehearsing what to say next. Just there in the moment. Because when someone feels heard, when they feel like what they're saying truly matters, that's when real attraction starts to build. So, when she talks, show interest. Not just with your ears, but with your whole body. Lean in slightly. Nod when something resonates. React naturally. If she shares something funny, laugh. If she tells you about a challenge she faced, acknowledge it. And ask follow-up questions. Not the generic, oh cool, or that's nice kind, but ones that show you're actually engaged. For example, if she says, I just got back from a trip to Italy, don't just say, that's awesome. Instead ask, that's amazing. What was your favorite part of the trip? Or did you try making homemade pasta while you were there? See the difference? It turns a simple conversation into an engaging experience. Next, find common ground. This is the glue that makes conversations flow effortlessly. Maybe you both have a thing for adventure. Hiking, traveling, trying new foods. Or maybe you geek out over the same TV shows. Or you're both secretly obsessed with 90s music. Whatever it is, latch onto it. Shared interests create an instant sense of connection, making conversations feel natural and exciting instead of forced. And then, there's the art of the compliment. This is where a lot of people get it wrong. A generic "you're pretty" might be nice, but it's forgettable. Instead, be specific. Notice the little things. Instead of just saying, "you have beautiful eyes," take it a step further. "Your eyes light up when you talk about something you love. It's really captivating." Or instead of, "you look great," say, "you have an amazing sense of style." Where do you get your inspiration from? See the difference? One is just words. The other makes her feel something. It shows that you're paying attention, that you see her in a way most people don't. And that's powerful. Because at the end of the day, attraction isn't just about looks. It's about making someone feel interesting, valued, and understood. And when you can do that, you become unforgettable. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Subtlety. Think of flirting like seasoning. Too little, and it's bland, lifeless, like a dish that's missing something. Too much, and it's overwhelming, like a sauce that completely takes over the meal. So, how do you find that perfect balance? How do you make it just right? It all starts with a simple trick. Mirroring. Now, before you think this sounds like something out of a psychology book, hear me out. Mirroring is powerful because it's a natural, subconscious way to build rapport. It's not about copying her every move, but matching her energy. If she leans in, lean in. If she laughs, let yourself laugh along with her. If she crosses her legs, casually adjust your posture in the same way. It's like an invisible thread connecting you two, making her feel more comfortable, more in sync with you. You'd be amazed how this tiny adjustment can make her feel more connected to you without you even realizing it. And then there's teasing. Oh yes, this is where the fun really kicks in. But remember, it has to be light and playful. Like a gentle nudge, not a slap in the face. Keep it cheeky, keep it fun. For instance, if she mentions she's a terrible cook, you could playfully say, "So, I'm guessing you're not inviting me over for dinner anytime soon?" It's a harmless jab, one that's playful and endearing, not mean-spirited. It shows that you're comfortable enough to joke around, but you're also paying attention to the little things she says. But here's the thing with teasing. It's about creating a sense of flirtatious tension without crossing any lines. You want her to feel like you're in on the same joke, not like she's the punchline. The key is to keep it fun, keep it lighthearted, and most importantly, make sure she's in on the joke with you. Now let's dive into one of the most underrated flirting techniques. Asking the right questions. Not just the typical "what do you do?" that everyone asks. I'm talking about digging deeper. Ask questions that spark curiosity, that get her thinking. What's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done? Or if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? These aren't just questions. They're windows into her soul. When you ask questions like these, you're not just finding out what she does for a living or where she's from. You're showing her that you're curious about who she is. You want to know her thoughts, her dreams, her experiences. You want to understand her on a deeper level. And trust me, when someone feels like you're genuinely curious about them, it's magnetic. Flirting isn't about being flashy or perfect. It's about showing interest, being playful, and creating a connection that feels real and effortless. When you get that balance right, things will start to flow. And who knows? You might just find yourself in the middle of a really exciting conversation. Here's the golden rule of flirting, the one thing that can make or break everything else. Respect. You can be the most confident, the most charming, the wittiest person in the room, but if you don't respect her boundaries, it all falls apart. Flirting should never feel like a game of persuasion. It's not about convincing someone to like you. It's about creating a natural, effortless connection. And that starts with paying attention to her cues. Body language speaks volumes. If she's engaged, leaning in, smiling, making eye contact, then great, you're on the right track. But if she seems hesitant, pulls back slightly, or gives short responses, take note. That's your cue to ease up, to give her space, to shift the energy. The worst thing you can do is ignore the signals and keep pushing. Flirting should feel fun, mutual, and light. Not like you're forcing a reaction or trying to win her over. And here's the truth. Not every woman you're attracted to will be attracted to you. And that's okay. Rejection is not a reflection of your worth. It's just a part of life. If she's not interested, don't get defensive. don't guilt trip her, and definitely don't try to change her mind. Instead, handle it with confidence and grace. A simple, "No worries, I enjoyed chatting with you," with a genuine smile speaks volumes. Because here's the thing. Real confidence is not just about making a great impression. It's about knowing when to walk away with your head held high. And when you do, you stand out. Because the guy who respects a woman's comfort, who knows when to engage and when to step back, who doesn't take rejection personally, that's the guy who leaves a lasting impression. At the end of the day, flirting isn't about conquest, it's about connection. It's not about trying to win someone over, it's about sharing a moment, enjoying a conversation, and seeing where it leads. And that's the kind of energy that people are naturally drawn to. Now let's dive into the fun part, the strategy. Because here's the thing. Flirting isn't one size fits all. It's not a universal approach. No, it shifts and molds depending on where you are and who you're with. And that's what makes it so exciting. At a social event, for example, you've got to be approachable. You want to give off the vibe that you're open for a conversation, but not in a way that feels like you're waiting for someone to approach you. So, stand near the edges of the room. Don't get swallowed up in the middle of a big crowd. When you're on the outskirts, it's much easier for someone to spot you, and they'll feel more comfortable walking up and striking up a conversation. It's like you're giving off an unspoken invitation. Come talk to me if you want, I'm easy to approach. And that's powerful, because the hardest part of flirting often isn't the actual conversation, it's getting someone to feel comfortable enough to make the first move. Now let's talk about online dating. Because, let's face it, it's a whole different ballgame. Your profile is your first impression, and in the world of online connections, it's your first chance to showcase who you really are. So, choose photos that capture your personality. Don't just post one generic selfie. Maybe include a picture of you doing something you love, like hiking, traveling, or playing your favorite instrument. Let those images tell a story about you. And when you send that first message, it's all about being light and engaging. Skip the old "hey" or "what's up," and instead try something that shows you've paid attention to her profile. For example, let's say she mentions she loves hiking. Instead of the usual "hey, how's it going?" try, "I saw you're into hiking. What's the most breathtaking trail you've ever been on?" Not only does it show you're interested in what she enjoys, but it sparks a conversation that can lead to an exciting exchange. You're starting the conversation with energy, enthusiasm, and curiosity. And what about those everyday interactions? This is where you can really get creative. The beauty of everyday flirting is that it doesn't have to be in a formal or planned setting. It's about those spontaneous moments. So, take the time to be observant. Maybe she's reading a book you love, or she's rocking a band t-shirt that brings back memories. That's a golden opportunity to connect. You can say something like, "I see you're reading book title. It's one of my favorites. What part are you at?" Or if she's wearing a vintage band tee, you could say, "Nice shirt, I used to listen to band all the time. What's your favorite album?" These aren't big, elaborate moves. These are small, meaningful details that let her know you've been paying attention and that you're genuinely interested in her. Flirting doesn't always have to be about making a grand statement or delivering the perfect line. Sometimes, it's about picking up on those little details, those fleeting moments, and using them to connect in a way that feels effortless. It's not about trying to impress with something flashy. It's about creating small moments that build rapport and spark real conversations. And here's the best part. When you find those small moments and make her feel seen and heard, you're not just flirting. You're creating a real connection, one that might just lead to something amazing. So, there you have it. Flirting like a pro isn't about being perfect. It's not about having the most rehearsed lines or trying to impress with flashy moves. No, it's about something far more powerful. It's about being present, being confident, and most importantly, being respectful. Flirting is an art, and like any art form, it's about creating something that feels natural, genuine, and fun. It's about connecting with someone in a way that makes them feel comfortable, heard, and seen. When you get the balance right, it doesn't feel forced, it feels effortless. You're not trying to win anyone over, you're simply enjoying the moment, enjoying the connection, and letting things flow organically. The next time you find yourself in a situation where you want to flirt, remember these tips. Be confident, but not in a way that's overbearing. It's the quiet confidence that comes from being comfortable in your own skin. Be curious. Ask questions that show you genuinely want to get to know the other person, not just surface-level details. And above all, be yourself. The best flirting doesn't come from trying to be someone you're not. Authenticity is magnetic. When you're being real, people can sense it, and it's what makes you stand out. Here's a little secret. The best connections happen when you stop trying to make them happen. When you focus less on how do I impress, and more on how can I be myself and connect with this person. That's when the magic unfolds. Whether it's a subtle gesture, a shared laugh, or an interesting conversation, it's these moments that make flirting not just a game, but an art. So now that you've got the tools, go out there and give it a try. The next great connection could be just around the corner, waiting for you to make that first move, however big or small it may be. And remember, every great connection starts with you being your authentic self. Thanks for watching, and remember, flirting is an art, and you've got everything it takes to master it. So, go out there, be confident, be curious, and most importantly, be the best version of yourself. The world is full of incredible people, and you never know when a simple conversation might turn into something unforgettable.